You may have never realized this, but rich people make money quite differently from most people. What we need to understand is that the majority of individuals take the predetermined route of going to school, getting a job, and then working until retirement age, hoping for a break or two that will allow them to accumulate enough money to make it greatly. Whilst there's nothing wrong with this path, to put it bluntly, it will not make you rich. In fact, very few people truly understand what rules they must abide by in order to become rich. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 rules that only 1% of the people among us, of course the wealthy elites, know. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back, and if you are brand new to the channel, welcome. Please click that like on the video. Also, it would be good if you also subscribed, and please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. To all the returning people, I really appreciate you. Now, here goes. So while growing up, I was very lucky to have 2 supportive and hardworking parents, as well as other relatives who pitched in. In fact, when I reflect on just how hard my parents worked to ensure that we had enough money for everything that we could ever need, it wasn't much, but I'm extremely grateful. It made me realize that they may be some of the hardest working people that I know. And like most people, both of my parents worked typical 9-to-5 jobs and were quite frugal in their spending ways. As I got older, my parents made sure to pass along their best financial habits, which definitely helped me to get a good start on my financial journey. My parents stressed the importance of scrutinizing my spending, budgeting, and they also preached the fact that $1 saved is $2 earned. Now, there's no denying that my parents imparted upon me some valuable lessons. However, one aspect of money that they never touched on was how to make money. I mean, they would tell me what I needed to do, which was to get a good education, and by doing so, I would land in an amazing job that would shade all my financial needs. As such, I completed 7 years of post-secondary education, acquiring qualifications in 5 different fields, and while I had more schooling than most of the population, I was not making as much money as I thought it would be. And to be honest, when it came to the realization that my job would not allow me to make enough money, I actually had a bit of an emotional crisis. I began asking myself, why had I gone down that path that they did, and more importantly, why so many people get stuck running into such meager income? Unfortunately, I could not discuss this with anyone in my family, my friends, or my colleagues, because they too had gone down the same exact path, and they have accepted whatever paycheck that their employers would have given them. So in an attempt to crack the code of earning more money, I turned to reading. I read book after book on how some of the world's richest people made their money, and out of all of this time invested came 3 money rules that each successful individual followed. Here's what I learned. Rule number 1: selling time for money won't make you rich. Now, growing up, my dad always preached that you want to find a job where the customer wants you, and this comment stuck with me whenever I looked up potential careers. I would research how in demand that role was, and of course how much was the average salary, and I was certain that jobs such as a doctor or lawyer were always at the top of the list. However, these queries didn't quite pique my interest. I knew I had a liking for numbers, I had a liking for business, and I had always heard that it would make good money. So I pursued business and did some teaching, while counting down the days until I could start to see those massive paychecks come rolling in. Now, a few years later, of course, I felt like I was beginning my journey towards financial success. I was now ready to start making it rain, as they say. Well, that's not exactly what happens. Sure, I had followed the routine practice of securing a solid job, but I later learned that working a 9-to-5 job will never make you rich. Now, I have nothing against anyone who does work a 9-to-5 job, but I do get frustrated when I hear people complain that their jobs aren't paying them enough to allow them to live the financial life that they desire. You see, jobs are constrained in 2 primary ways, and this limits the potential of 99% of employees to become rich. First, being an employee means having an employer, and when someone else dictates your salary, you will never ever come out winning. You will always be on the losing end. This is because, after all, Business is becoming more competitive, and the need to cut costs and increase revenue is always a top priority, especially in the private sector. And one way employers love to keep their costs low is to pay their employees as little as possible. Now, this means that your employer has every incentive to pay you as little as they can, and with the workforce being so competitive amongst applicants, many workers are forced to accept whatever salary they are offered, or else the next person in line will gladly accept it. Now, the second problem with trying to become rich by working in a 9-to-5 job is that there are only so many hours in a day for you to work. When I first decided to become a marketer, I figured that I would be earning a large enough salary to make all my financial dreams become a reality. However, when I realized I was earning my income by trading my precious hours, I thought right away how constraining this would be on my income. Pick out any of the world's richest people and I bet you will notice that none of them trade their time for money. This is because they too came to the realization that swapping time for money limits your income generating ability. This is why people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates, they employ thousands of people so that they can harness the output of their workers' time. So, if trading time for money isn't answering the problem, then what is? Here's what. Instead of selling your time, you should focus on selling something scalable. More specifically, you should be selling something that is both scalable and solves people's problems. Bill Gates is a perfect example. Someone who uses a formula to get rich when computers were still a rarity in many households. He decided that he wanted to grant mass access to personalized computers, and through his business, Microsoft of course, he was able to create portable computers so people could access a computer from home. This not only solved a problem, it provided value to millions of people, and which is why Bill Gates is once again one of the richest people on earth. Now, I understand that not everyone is going to be able to sell to the masses like Bill Gates, but it is certainly possible to sell value without putting in a full-time effort, and is not as difficult as it sounds, trust me. But the problem we have, however, is that most people are not trained in self-value or anything for that matter. Unfortunately, school teaches you things like how to find this slope of a line or how to write in cursive, but it never teaches you how to build something and present its value to others like most skills. Selling is a skill that can be developed through education and practice, but there is just one factor that is key to making this formula work, and it's why if you want to succeed in selling scalable value, you have to be passionate about your product or service. Elon Musk is a great example of someone who turned his desire to help the world progress into an impressive wealth. Whether it is through facilitating online payments via PayPal, making transportation more sustainable with Tesla, or furthering space travel with SpaceX, Musk has always followed his passion, and becoming ridiculously rich has been a byproduct of such. Rule number 2. You must work with others to become rich. As I just explained the first rule, please don't sell your time, sell value instead. And by sharing this value creation, you should now understand what actions need to be completed to grow your wealth. But the question many may ask is, how do you create value and sell value without selling your time? My friends, very easy. You leverage other people's time, you leverage other people's energy, and you leverage other people's expertise. And how do you do this? Of course, is to cooperate. Partner and work with other individuals, and this can be done in 2 ways. Now, you must have always heard that no one is an island. The first way you can do this is through paid work. Develop typical employer-employee relationship, which has proven time and time again to be quite effective in building a business. Well, take the example of when Bill Gates started Microsoft. At first, he was just a single person with expertise in computing. However, as his business expanded, he needed to leverage other people's expertise to grow. He had to hire lawyers, accountants, and other engineers that can lend their knowledge in areas where Gates was less proficient. And through the gathering of all of these skills, Gates was able to build one of the most successful technology companies of all times. But what if you don't have the money to hire employees to build your business? No worries. There are some ways around this, and I am a prime example. When I was first starting this YouTube channel, I had no money, I had no idea what I was really doing, but I was able to connect myself with some great creators who have not only been advisors to me, but my friends as well. I was able to build these connections by offering business advice in exchange for knowledge on how to grow a YouTube channel, and of course the rest is history. Now, at this point in my YouTube journey, which I am actually nowhere in fact, I am able to leverage the first method of acquiring other people's time, other people's energy, and other people's expertise via paid work. But I don't ever discount the value that these prior relationships have had in my own YouTube success. So when it comes to rule number 2, never ever forget that you want to go far. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you really want to go far, go together, and you cannot go together with your own self. So please ensure that you start to form healthy relationships with those around you and learn to leverage each other. And nothing is wrong with paying someone for their time, their energy, and their expertise. Rule number 3. Technology will accelerate your income. Technology has become a way of life for many of us. In fact, it greets us when we wake up, offers support and entertainment throughout the day, and most time is the last thing many people see before they go to sleep. Our devices are so attached to us that Elon Musk has said that humans are cyborgs. We are half human, half machine. Despite that omnipresence though, only 1% of people are using technology to its full potential. You see, the average tech user focuses on the entertainment side of technology. They spend hours on social media websites, playing video games, or watching television. Well, truth be told, some people are now earning a healthy income from such. However, rich people know that when you use technology correctly, it is a catalyst for building your business. How did it make you rich 100 years ago? The notion that someone could be paid 100,000 US per year to work primarily from home without performing any hard labor was of course unimaginable. Today, with the power and reach of the internet, numerous people are earning a living without having to punch in a 9-to-5 card. And this is because as you gain access to more people, your potential for revenue generation naturally increases. Whereas the traditional 9-to-5 worker can only provide value to their employer. Running an online business gives you access to millions of people. If you can convince just 10,000 people, which of course is a nano fraction of total internet users, to spend just $10 on your product or on your service, then you can easily make $100,000 a year. Therefore, if you want to see your income reach new heights, my advice, start leveraging the power of technology. My friends, it is essential. So there you have it, my friends. These are just 3 rules that only 1% of the population know and use. Yes, knowing is one thing, but utilizing what you know is the powerful thing. People normally say that knowledge is power, and they are not incorrect. Knowledge is power, but the use of knowledge is powerful. So you must decide which one you want to do. So in a quick recap, number 1, rich people do not sell time for money. Now the second thing that they do is that they realize that they can't do it themselves, so they get other people's expertise, other people's time, other people's energy, and leverage it. And the third thing is that they leverage the internet. Guess what? You have to sleep. I have to sleep. The internet never sleeps. It is daytime somewhere, and it's also nighttime somewhere else. So if you are able to harness the power of the internet, your business can reach millions of people, literally. So my friends, if you like this content or content like this, I'm going to be asking that you please subscribe, click that notification so you are notified when next we have an upload. The second thing I want you to do is please share this with 5 of your friends who you know would like to be in your circle when you become rich and they are also rich. So send this advice to them. Also comment down below your thoughts. And I think as of my 10th video, I'm going to be starting to look through my comment section, and I'll be giving away $50 per video upload to one lucky person who comments in the comment section. So please keep it active, keep it busy, continue to be safe and BI, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in another video.